some deals that sound like a bargain may turn out to be anything but. Ned Hibbert is here with one cautionary tale. Ned?
And just for the sake of argument, Don, let's just say you're a single mom, unemployed, with 4 children. Now say you found a way to equip all of them with school supplies for $17. Impossible? Apparently so.
Number 6. Oh, number 6 is in tens.
The annual struggle for school supplies. It's not a hypothetical situation for LaShonda Sims and her kids.
Every dollar has to be stretched to the limit, and it has to be precise, because the teachers want this, children need that, so it's very important.
So when she saw this ad on Craigslist, she picked up the phone, ending up here at Express Loans and School Supplies on Veterans Memorial, ponying up $17 for a future payday of pencils and paper. It sounded like such a good deal, Sims says she ignored her own gut.
There are little voices in my head that kept saying, this doesn't look right. That doesn't look right.
Like, for example, the woman at the counter here, who seemed much more interested in loans than school supplies.
Saying that all I have to do is get an account open with any bank for just one day, as long as it was just for, fresh account. I can get a payday loan, and I can worry about paying it off at my own time.
A payday loan for an unemployed single mom? Red flag. The Better Business Bureau did some legwork on this company for us. Payday lenders need to be registered with the Secretary of State, but Express Loan is not. We visited during office hours. A person visible through the heavily tinted window waved to us, but wouldn't open the locked door.
Hey, you want to come answer some questions about this back-to-school program?
Sims says when the July day came, she was supposed to pick up her 4 bags of school supplies.
Nothing. Then she changed it to the 20th of August. Still nothing. And now no one can reach her. The website's not up anymore. And she's not returning anyone's calls.
You see, LaShonda Sims sent about 8 of her friends and relatives here to get the great deal. None of them did.
We've got some people who say you took their money but never gave them any school supplies. You want to tell us what's going on?
No, apparently they don't want to answer our questions. Sims has just one question for them.
Why? Why pick on people who were already, struggling and having a hard time?
And the next red flag? To sign up for the ridiculously cheap school supplies, Sims said she had to provide all kinds of personal information. Her ID, her social security number, the kids' social security numbers. Now, on top of everything else, she's worried about identity theft.
All right, Ned, thank you. Well, heat, drought, water main breaks, and now fleas. Exterminators say the city's overrun with. Sally McDonald is here live in the studio with that story. Sally?
Yeah, Don, they say the dry, hot weather helped fleas become a problem earlier than usual, and they're still going strong as we near the end of the season.
It's a dog's life until enemy number 1 shows up.
It gets in your bed and your home and your carpet and your couches. It's awful.
Taylor Noonan knows it's easier to prevent fleas than control an outbreak.
She hasn't had a sign of fleas at all. Take care of it and you won't have a problem.
Except this summer. The tiny insect is rearing its ugly face more and more, even in yards where there are no pets. Says Scott McGrath of McGrath Pest Control.
See it all over town. People calling me and saying they've got, fleas. They've never had fleas before, and now they've got fleas now. They don't understand why.
McGrath blames the drought and thirsty wildlife for tripling his number of flea calls.
You have more animals that are coming in, that are traveling in and out of your yard, and the fleas that are on them, they're dropping their eggs out.
Flea exposure is a fact of life in Houston. It's going to happen.
Half the battle is waged with your pets, says Dr. James Riemann.
All dogs and cats in Houston should be on something.
He's actually seen fewer outbreaks this year, perhaps because there's better flea control on the market.
The good product that sterilizes fleas is a heartworm product called Sentinel. And not only will that prevent heartworms, it'll also act as flea birth control.
Normal yard treatments aren't working for McGrath. He's ramping up efforts.
So now we're using the granules. So now we're kind of giving you a double dose to where we're putting the granules out and then we're going to activate it with the actual chemical itself.
But even after spending time and money on prevention,
I can't tell you for sure you're never ever going to get fleas in your yard because we're in Houston.
And in Houston, as we all know, weather can change on a dime. Dr. Jim says expect rain at the end of the week. McGrath doesn't think wet weather will worsen the flea problem because we're nearing the end of that season. He says we should be more concerned